Hello, fellow gardeners and green-thumbed friends. Welcome back to the Humus Heritage, where we're always digging deep to bring you the most effective, time-tested techniques that can truly transform your gardening experience. Today we're exploring something that might just revolutionize the way you think about feeding your plants. What if you could effortlessly supercharge your plant growth, achieve record-breaking yields, and cultivate a garden that's the envy of your entire neighborhood? This isn't just wishful thinking, it's a reality within your grasp with the blood meal breakthrough we're about to reveal. Discover how this innovative approach to using blood meal can transform your green space into a thriving paradise, ensuring every seed you sow reaches its fullest, most vibrant potential. Are your plants looking tired, with pale yellow leaves and stunted growth that just won't quit? You've tried everything from compost tea to various commercial fertilizers, but nothing seems to give your garden that vigorous push it desperately needs. The missing link might be simpler than you think, and honestly, it's been hiding in plain sight for generations. Blood meal, which is a powdered byproduct of the meatpacking industry, has long been recognized as a powerful organic amendment. But what we're discussing today goes beyond the traditional sprinkle and hope method that so many gardeners have relied upon. The breakthrough here isn't really about discovering blood meal itself, but rather about understanding how to harness its incredible nitrogen-rich power through, optimized application techniques, strategic timing, and smart combinations with complementary amendments that, amplify its effectiveness exponentially. The transformation you can achieve is nothing short of dramatic. Picture this: lush, deep green foliage that practically glows with vitality, cornstalks that shoot skyward with remarkable vigor, lettuce leaves so abundant and crisp they overflow your harvest basket, and spinach plants that produce flush after flush of tender, nutrient-dense greens. This is the promise of properly applied blood meal, and once you understand the science and strategy behind it, you'll honestly wonder how you ever gardened without it. At the heart of blood meal's incredible power lies one essential element: nitrogen. This macronutrient is the backbone of chlorophyll production, the green pigment that enables photosynthesis and gives plants their characteristic color. Without adequate nitrogen, plants simply cannot manufacture the proteins and enzymes necessary for robust vegetative growth. Think of nitrogen as the building blocks for all the leafy green parts of your plants. When plants lack nitrogen, they become chlorotic, displaying that telltale yellowing of leaves, particularly in the older foliage where the plant cannibalizes its own tissues to redirect nitrogen to newer growth. Blood meal contains approximately 12 to 15% nitrogen by weight, making it one of the most concentrated organic nitrogen sources available to home gardeners. What makes this particularly exciting is that blood meal releases its nitrogen relatively quickly compared to other organic amendments like manure or compost, yet it still provides a more sustained release than synthetic fertilizers that can shock plants with an overwhelming nutrient flood. The breakthrough in modern blood meal application lies in understanding the synergistic relationships between nutrients and how to create the optimal conditions for uptake. When blood meal is combined with bone meal, which provides phosphorus and calcium, you create a more complete nutritional profile that supports not just foliage, but also strong root development and eventual flowering and fruiting. Recent research has even explored blood meal's effectiveness as an iron fertilizer in iron-deficient soils, opening up new possibilities for gardeners dealing with specific micronutrient challenges. So, the key here is really moving beyond that one-size-fits-all approach, and instead, you want to tailor your blood meal application to your soil's specific needs. And honestly, that all starts with proper soil testing. The difference between, just okay results and truly spectacular plant performance often comes down to your application technique. For dry application, which is still by far the most popular method, the goal is to incorporate blood meal into the top 3 to 4 inches of soil, right where those feeder roots are most active, before planting nitrogen-hungry crops like corn, brassicas, or leafy greens. You'll want to work in about 1 to 2 tablespoons of blood meal per square foot into your prepared beds. The granules really need direct contact with soil moisture to begin breaking down and releasing their nitrogen payload, so timing your application just before planting and watering thoroughly, well, that ensures you get maximum effectiveness. For established plants that are showing signs of nitrogen deficiency mid-season, side dressing becomes your best friend. You'll want to create a shallow trench about 4 to 6 inches away from the plant stems, sprinkle blood meal into this trench at a rate of 1 tablespoon per plant for smaller vegetables, or up to a 1/4 cup for heavy feeders like tomatoes and squash, then cover with soil and water deeply. This technique delivers nutrition directly to the root zone without risking fertilizer burn on stems or leaves. The timing of this application matters tremendously. Applying blood meal during the vegetative growth phase when plants are building their structure gives you maximum bang for your buck, whereas applying it too late in the season when plants should be focusing on flowering and fruiting can actually inhibit production. For gardeners who need rapid intervention, the liquid feed method provides the fastest nutrient delivery system. Mix 1 to 2 tablespoons of blood meal per gallon of water, allow it to steep for several hours or overnight, strain out any solids, and apply this nitrogen-rich tea directly to the soil around your plants. This method is particularly valuable when you notice sudden yellowing of leaves indicating an acute nitrogen deficiency that needs immediate correction. The dissolved nutrients are available for uptake almost instantly, often producing visible greening of foliage within just a few days. One of the most overlooked applications of blood meal is as a compost activator. When building your compost pile, blood meal helps balance the critical carbon-to-nitrogen ratio, which is the engine that drives decomposition. For every 6-inch layer of brown materials like dried leaves or straw, sprinkle a light coating of blood meal before adding your next layer of kitchen scraps or fresh plant material. This creates the ideal environment for thermophilic bacteria to thrive, generating the heat necessary to break down organic matter efficiently and kill weed seeds and pathogens. The result is richer, more nutritious compost in less time, creating a beautiful closed-loop system where blood meal enhances your compost, which in turn feeds your soil for seasons to come. While blood meal is a powerful ally, it demands respect and careful handling to avoid common mistakes that can sabotage your success. The most critical rule is to never apply blood meal to young seedlings or recently germinated plants. The concentrated nitrogen is simply too strong for delicate root systems and will cause fertilizer burn, manifesting as brown, crispy leaf edges and stunted growth. Wait until transplants have been in the ground for at least 2 weeks and have begun establishing their root systems before introducing blood meal to the equation. Over-application represents another significant pitfall that can actually reduce your harvest despite your best intentions. Excessive nitrogen pushes plants into vegetative overdrive, producing lush green foliage at the expense of flowers and fruits. This is particularly problematic for fruiting crops like tomatoes, peppers, and squash, which need a balanced diet that eventually shifts emphasis from nitrogen to phosphorus and potassium as they transition from vegetative growth to reproductive phases. Stick to recommended application rates and, resist the temptation to think that if a little is good, more must be better. Soil testing before application really takes the guesswork out of the equation and ensures you're addressing actual deficiencies rather than, creating new imbalances. The aromatic quality of blood meal serves double duty in the garden, and understanding both effects helps you make informed decisions about placement. The scent, which comes from the dried animal blood, naturally repels herbivorous pests like deer and rabbits who associate the smell with predators. However, this same scent can attract dogs and other carnivorous animals who may dig in your garden beds investigating the source. To minimize this issue while maintaining the pest deterrent benefits, apply blood meal in a ring around plants rather than directly at the base, then cover it with a light layer of soil or mulch to reduce the scent signature while still providing the nitrogen benefits. The profound impact of optimizing your blood meal application extends far beyond just greener leaves and bigger plants. When you master the art of providing precisely what your plants need at exactly the right time, you create a garden ecosystem that operates at peak efficiency. Healthy, vigorous plants are naturally more resistant to pest and disease pressure, reducing your need for interventions and creating a more sustainable, low-maintenance garden. The nitrogen you provide through blood meal fuels the production of chlorophyll, which in turn drives photosynthesis, the fundamental process that converts sunlight into the sugars that power all plant growth and development. As you implement these breakthrough techniques in your own garden, pay attention to how your specific plants respond and, don't be afraid to adjust your approach based on your observations. Every garden is unique, with its own soil composition, microclimate, and challenges, so keep notes on application rates, timing, and results so you can fine-tune your strategy season after season. The most successful gardeners are those who stay curious, keep experimenting, and are always willing to adapt their methods based on real-world results. We'd really love to hear about your experiences with blood meal and, honestly, to see the amazing transformations happening in your own gardens. So, feel free to share your before and after photos, your favorite application techniques, and any innovative approaches you've discovered in the comments below. Your insights might be exactly what a fellow gardener needs to achieve their breakthrough moment. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to the Humus Heritage channel for more innovative research-backed gardening tips that actually work. And go ahead and hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest uploads. If you found this guide valuable, please share it with your gardening friends and help us grow this community of passionate, knowledgeable growers. Together, we're cultivating not just better gardens but a deeper understanding of the natural systems that sustain us all. Happy gardening, and here's to your most abundant harvest yet.